Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. This is the review of Week 2, and we are in a different location. We're still working on trying to get a studio that would actually be able to fit the Commish's head in, and this seems to be the only one. So anyway, we are back here at our original studios, and it's good to be back. Let's review some of these games. The first game we're going to talk about is Nappy versus Bean. And Nappy was able to pull out a victory. Bean goes on Monday Night Football hoping to get some points from his guys. Cadillac Williams doesn't show up. Mario Manningham goes out with concussion. Is the Bean cursed?
No, the Bean's not cursed, but he definitely had some bad luck that night. I mean, no Steven Jackson, depending on the Cadillac. And then Manningham goes down with, like you said, a concussion. I mean, what are the chances of that? It was just a night to be a Nappy.
Yeah. And Nappy had 0 points from Antonio Gates and 0 points from Williams. How concerned are you for Gates?
I'm not. From what I understand, talking to Belichick, that was his plan. Going into that game was even if it meant triple teaming Gates, he was not going to be a factor, and he wasn't. But as you look at some of the other players like Matthews, Vincent Jackson, they had good days. Yeah. But Gates was not going to have a good day.
And Rivers for Nappy had a very good day. Nappy walks away with the win, and he goes to 2-0. White Trash and Roper, the desk jockey, go at each other. And White Trash's score just ridiculous. Not normal. I mean,
it is not normal.
It's just how much he was able to get from there, from all of his players, all scoring in double digits. You can't expect this to continue.
Well, here's the thing. The first week he scored mid-80s, and then the next week he almost doubled his production there. And the weird thing is his least productive player was his first-round draft pick in MJD. So, it's really weird. He's not going to be as bad as he was in Week 1, and he's not going to be as good as he was in Week 2. He's going to be somewhere in the middle there this week. But with that lineup, he looks pretty potent.
With that, you have Roper was able to get a lot of points out of Tom Brady and Jeremy Maclin. But other than that, wasn't able to catch Jake. And it's kind of one of those weeks where you just think it's just not meant to be, isn't it?
It is. I mean, when you're losing at one point 150 to 40-something, and, it takes a 40-yard touchdown to bring it to within 100, it's not your day.
No.
But there was some bright spots. Tom Brady still. Yeah, he's Maclin, like you said, is a great pickup this year. He's getting a ton of targets.
Yep. Toilet Town and Doughboy. Doughboy comes away with the win. Doughboy had a surprising 2-0. I mean, a lot of people looked at this and said, this is going to be kind of messy. Now, he was aided with Romo and Adrian Peterson, but really after that...
Yeah, I mean, really, he can thank Romo for his...
Even coming back in the game.
In the game. Absolutely. We're talking about a different storyline here today. But,
absolutely.
Jimmy's steady, and he's old. He's old, steady, whatever that is. He's consistent.
Now, we were with DJ when Jamal Charles was taken out by Rory, the Lions mascot. There's rumors that he threw up in his mouth. There's rumors that there was a wet pee stain on his shorts. There was rumors that he actually screamed like a girl. Which one do you believe, or which one can you confirm?
Well, first there was denial. I believe it was, no, I know that's McCluster. And after that wasn't true, I can definitely confirm the wet spot. I didn't hear screaming like a schoolgirl, but it was loud. So that could have happened. But it was just a really bad event for DJ.
Now, somebody said that they actually saw him put down his fork and his pizza underneath his seat, like he couldn't eat.
I can't see that happening.
Okay. Well, anyway, he ended up losing, but obviously the huge bright spot is Matt Stafford. And as Lions fans, I'm nervous. You're nervous. We're all scared to jump fully on this bandwagon. Or I shouldn't say bandwagon. We've been fans, but we're all scared to jump on this, saying that we're a really, really good team.
Yeah, right. Like, it's almost like we're going to be cursing them by saying that Stafford's a legit quarterback. But being there Sunday, Dougie, we saw him make professional throws. Throws that I would say the top half of QBs can't make.
Would you say it's throws that Joey Harrington can't make?
I would feel comfortable saying that. But I would say this about DJ. The Commish, I was pretty hard on DJ for riding the Stafford train as your only QB, with him only playing 13 games in 4 years. I was a little down on that, but this looks like a good move by DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Probably an accident, but it looks to be a good accident by DJ.
Yeah, well, we were wondering if his first week was going to be too good to be true, and we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Soldier and New Guy. Soldier is aided by LaShawn McCoy. Again, these Eagles are just scoring like crazy. And Miles Austin with a huge game, and then he's ended up probably not going to play this week. Dwayne Bowe, before all of the stuff hits the fan, he has a good week too. And he's able to just ride those three guys really to victory.
I mean, that's what he does. I mean, that's the way that he's built. So, and, Miles Austin was another responsible party for the comeback that Romo did. We wouldn't be talking about this if Romo didn't come back.
Yeah. New Guy has Vic and Mike Wallace. Vic goes out of the game. Never know what happens towards the end if that is different. And Jason Witten seems to be a bright spot there too.
Definitely. Witten is a nice surprise. He's always been steady, but he's really seeing a lot more targets than usual this year. And Wallace, we'll talk about this later, but Wallace is a guy that is really a guy that you could sell high right now if you're looking to boost your roster with multiple good players. Wallace is a 40-plus touchdown guy. He's catching multiple passes a game.
You mean 40 yards plus?
40 yards plus, touchdowns, bonus points. He's a big play guy, right?
Yep.
He could really help somebody who's actually going to be competitive in this league.
Yeah. Who knows?
We'll see.
Nips and Show. Show has to be getting frustrated with Arian Foster right now.
Yes. There's no doubt. There's, I have sources, and they're inside the Show's organization, and he's frustrated.
Yeah.
You're definitely right. He's very frustrated. He was looking to trade Foster before the draft. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't a love connection there to begin with.
So you think the tension's getting worse?
Tension's getting high. You look at the Show's bench, and you see a lot of awkwardness. Mm-hmm. He might be looking to make a move here.
Well, I will say this. When you tweet, I know the Show has a strict policy on tweeting, and that probably didn't make things better. But anyway, Rice and Breeze, great.
Glorious.
And just really good
Absolutely glorious. And as we move forward a little bit, look at the tables that were turned by a simple decision by the Show in the draft. He had the number 2 pick. If he picked Jamal Charles, his season is over.
Yeah.
He would have had Arian Foster and Charles, and there's 2 major injuries. But instead he took Rice, and it changes history as we know it.
History as we know it. Nips, helped by Rogers, Best, Vincent Jackson, and Gronkowski, just monster games.
Yeah, Vincent Jackson's awesome.
Nips is another one that goes from 70, 80 points to 150 plus points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you double your pointage from last week, I mean, you had a bad week last week, but then you had an excellent week this week. Again, he's somewhere in the middle.
And then last we have Trash Talk and Gaint. The Gaint Sass, Trash Talk was able to get the victory here, riding the coattails of McFadden, Hillis, and even if you put in Fred Jackson, really would have had a good day too. You are built in the running backs, and you continue to do so.
That's true, and the biggest surprise for the Trash is Kenny Britt, the 4th rounder, but done nothing but surprise. But really, this was just normal. I mean, this is the way that it always works out. Trash loses to the jockey, then he comes back and rolls over the Sass, wins a tight one over White Trash, and then rolls the rest of the league. Comes back, loses to jockey. This is just the way that it all goes.
Sass had good games by Turner and Blunt.
Great games by Turner.
And then A.J. Green coming out of nowhere with Andy Dalton.
Which is amazing because Andy Dalton wasn't projected to be a good QB this year. Not because of him necessarily, but because his team sucks.
Yeah.
But, man, he looked unstoppable.
Yeah, he really looked good. And he was throwing it to other guys, too. Jordan Simpson had some touches, and we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Week 2 review. We'll be right back with question and answer time from the Doug and Commish Show.